Alright, let's speed run this bad boy here, I guess, because a bunch of these locations didn't have items or important dialogue. So yeah, we don't have to worry about getting married. We've just killed everybody. Alright, speed run. Grab our pen. Our quarter. Get out. Let's get the hell out of here. And this time we're gonna successfully complete the newspaper. Grab a newspaper. I'm hoping I grabbed that goddamn newspaper. Did not grab the goddamn newspaper. Back inside. Stop robocalling me, telemarketers, you piece of garbage. Alright. Pick up a newspaper. Now go outside. Yeah, we accidentally blew up the planet.
Hey, Steve, I'm Jimmy James. Remember me?
I do.
I guess not.
Hey.
I don't remember.
How'd you expect?
So what?
Yes, I
Whoa,
do.
What could you...
You know Miss Whaley and Principal Harold down at the school? Well, I found out they're messing around with each other in the broom closet. I can tell you, when they meet...
We're gonna get to catch people in the act of having sex. So 200 thumbs up there. I'm looking forward to that part. Take the sneakers.
Before I give away the keys, let...
First the key.
Nuh-uh. If you're trying to pull a fast one on me...
I am, in fact, trying to pull a fast one.
You don't get the keys till I see the sneakers.
Yes,
And
more
that's
voyeurism.
that.
I know there's other
See you later,
voyeurism in the game.
alligator.
Alright, so he's too smart for us, but we do have a newspaper.
Hey, Steve. You've been doing a swell job putting the paper out in the morning. You just keep doing that and we won't have any problem.
He reminds me of the
That's not much to ask, is
$2
it?
kid from Better Off Dead. Alright, so we got that. Fold the newspaper in the sneakers. I like that plan. That'll get him. Alright, so let's zip in here. Let's not talk to the father. We're gonna go straight to the mom.
Hello.
I'd like to see,
Well,
what's her name?
Why?
I'm sure I don't know. Mr. Poston has sent her to her room. And
Grounded.
Mr. Poston feels her...
She doesn't want to get...
Are you...
I don't know.
So we've already heard this dialogue. Can I see Stephanie? Bam, we're good. Bye.
Give my
Look at that. We've already made up all the time we lost before. So let's zip into the bathroom. Gotta open the medicine cabinet. And take literally everything we're allowed to take. Gotta get those tampons. Gotta get that medicine. Alright, we're good there. Obviously I mean, I don't want to do this, but I'm pretty sure this is an important part of the game. We have to watch through a voyeuristic hole as someone changes. Not my choice. Like, we have to do this. It's part of the game. No choice there. Alright. And I don't think there was anything we got in her room.
Who are you?
Haven't you heard?
So... I...
Just...
Really?
Let's just establish
Those people...
that we both have
Maybe not.
amnesia.
Probably.
Well...
Because I really don't think we have to talk to most of the other people we talked to. Wasp Woman didn't do anything for us. The other neighbors didn't do anything. We do need to buy a porno magazine. Again, not my choice, not my decision. We have to do that. Escape. All right. Bye.
Come back.
Oh, actually, we should do Lodge. That had cutscenes associated with it.
Everything in Harvest seems to revolve around this damned lodge. This Order of the Harvest Moon. Their response...
There we go.
Mom keeps telling me that women can't
Try
join,
typing "Let me
but she
smash"
keeps
into the
pressuring
bar.
me to
I'll
get
give it a
you
go.
to join.
Interesting. Maybe if I want
The developer took a lot of time making it, that's why.
And get a
That's...
You think the...
Look,
Blah,
You're
blah,
real-
blah.
I look...
Get another cutscene of the Lodge.
I mean, look at the damn thing. Seem like a harmless bunch of Masons to you?
To you? Did we have the incest part yet? This is my not sister. All right, bye.
Come back and
Oh,
visit.
sorry.
Steve. You're not making sense.
You're right. Okay, bye.
Come back and visit.
So now we know we have to save the game before we talk to people, because Jesus Christ. Wait, is there incest in this game? It's already a pretty creepy game. You mean the optional incest part? Oh, as long as it's optional. Alright, general store. We gotta buy ourselves a very important item. Because we know there's a character that desperately wants pornography. So we're gonna take our shiny quarter.
A girl.
Well,
Alright, we got our girly mag. The answer's always yes. Always. Alright. So post office, barbershop. This didn't have anything for us, this didn't have anything for us. Back to the missile base. Save game! Before we talk to new people, we're always going to have to save. How do I... Oh, wait, no, cancel. I realize now what's going on. We have to, like, type stuff in. Save game. Game number 1. Alright, game saved. You love that save screen. Did you look at it to make sure you got the correct magazine? There was only one magazine, and it was the one that had 2 butt cheeks on it.
Oh,
oh, that.
so
Who are
Colonel,
the? Well,
that when I
Just
Those
gonna zip
pants-
through.
that's-
Alright, so... We basically jumped straight into nuclear holocaust and convinced him to blow up the world. So when we get to that question, let's not say blow it up. We're gonna say, it would be nice, Colonel, but we all got our orders to follow.
You're right, soldier. I'm sorry. Sometimes the intense pain clouds my mind. The kookaburras start whispering to me about the pretty mangoes and the high trees.
What the actual
and I know they
fuck?
can see me. They see all of us. Can't you hear them? Chattering with the llamas behind our backs? They want our cornflakes,
Not a
but
cornflakes!
they won't take the milk!
I think this might be my favorite character.
Have you lost your mind? You think you can toy with me just because I have no Lord Torso, you damn kid you?
Such a good mouth.
Or maybe you're one of those commie bastards. Frankly, all these questions are making me a little suspicious of you. Maybe you're one of
Pink-blooded.
those pink-blooded Americans. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't shoot you right now?
I think we're gonna die again. No, not really.
I appreciate your honesty, comrade.
Oh, yeah. God damn it. This man is ready to destroy America at a moment's notice. Load game. Yes, please. Alright.
Oh,
Can we get through this man without destroying
Colonel,
the world? Without destroying everything?
that when
I know who
Those
invented
penny
cornflakes, well I
that's
forget his
why they
name,
get-
but he invented them to stop people from masturbating.
son, when you
Just like the graham cracker, another thing invented to prevent masturbation. Little did they know, graham
never asked to
crackers
endure
are the
more
only
than
thing
we
that'll
do.
get me going.
And the rest of it makes me.
Without a graham cracker, I just can't get off. Alright. Follow orders.
You're right, so. Have you
Cornflakes.
lost?
Commie bastard.
Frankly, can you
I have rights.
right, huh? Your average commie bastard is always only too ready to hide behind the Constitution. Real Americans waive their rights for the common
No,
good.
they don't.
Would you?
This is a trick question. Alright, so this feels like a trick question, alright? If I say, yeah, I'd waive my rights, be like, that's not American, but a real American would never waive their rights. You think I'm about to die? I'm almost certainly about to
Spoken
die.
like-
Son of a bitch! This man, there's so many ways to kill us and then blow up the world.
Halt!
Oh, that.
It's a 3 in a row bonus, yes. I got a real combo going here. Alright, nuclear holocaust.
Makes
Follow your orders.
you're
Cornflakes. Commie
Frank,
bastard.
Can you?
I have rights. Great
talk
country.
a good game, mister. But so does your average commie bastard. The Kremlin teaches its agents to talk their way out of a scrape.
I don't think this man should have a gun.
What do you think about that, son?
I don't think people talk to him because he probably killed one man and then they learn, don't go over there. The communists can hardly be said to hold a monopoly on intellectual discourse. I don't think much about stuff like that, Colonel.
Glad to hear it, son.
Whew.
You had me
Commies are
going
smart.
there for
You
a
don't wanna-
minute,
you wanna be
asking
smart.
all those questions about this base. Came this close to getting blown away. As it is, maybe you ought to get out of here before I change my mind. Go visit those Ponzi firemen. But whatever you do,
Ponzi?
stay away from that
It's
damn
pronounced
lodge.
pansy.
That's the most suspicious place in
This man
Harvest,
shouldn't have
if you ask me.
responsibilities. He has a button on his waist, and he barely has a waist, put that out there, and that button will launch every nuke here. Where they go when he presses the button, I don't know. It's a Ponzi scheme, ah. Fireman.
I wanted to get back into the thick of the action and out of this desk job, but those firemen are a damn peculiar bunch of ladies. I thought they'd object to my lack of a lower body, but they wouldn't let me join the fire department because they said I couldn't draw naked men. Can't draw naked men?
I have a lot of
Who the
questions.
hell wants to? I could draw one if I was a sick commie pervert. Look, I did this last night. What do you think?
Screw you. Art's for commies anyway.
You don't say. Then you'd better go reconnoiter the fire station, mister. There's a lot of art going on over there. Determine if commie infiltration has occurred in Harvest.
Oh my god.
Report back here. Your report could make the difference in what I decide to do.
This guy's a ticking time bomb.
Never mind that, son. It's easier if you don't know.
Does it involve the bombs behind you? Because every time I talk to you, you shoot me and launch them. Tell me about
said
your lower
before
torso.
You came to Harvest, your lower torso was shot off in the war.
Which war?
That's right. I was behind enemy lines. The night was dark. The rain wet. The plastique I was supposed to rig the bridge with, precariously sandwiched between my knees as I crawled.
I get the
through
impression
the
this was
mud.
his own fault.
I didn't see the Jerry taking aim at me with his machine gun until half of me was flying through the air. With a quick spray of bullets in a straight line, he'd shot my body clean in two.
Hey, word.
My lower body landed at that Jerry's feet. I can still hear him laughing as I started crawling in the general direction of England, calling behind me in broken English.
Mein Freund, where is your legs? Looky, what have we here? Some legs? Hey, did anyone lose some legs?
I'll never forget looking back over my shoulder and seeing that crowd doing the can-can with my
Oh my God.
legs. Still a few weeks later, with only my compass and a pair of nylons, I made it back to safety. Now the Krauts are our friends and the commie bastards are our enemies. But even so, there's at least one crowd out there that I'll never invite over to Sunday.
There's a
dinner.
lot of very good voice acting. This game is good, right? This game is fucking weird.
Harvest is a fine town.
I've been really
Steeped in
wanting to play this for a
traditional
while.
American values. But that lodge, well, it makes me suspicious, don't mind saying it. They've got their fingers into everything around here. Like a certain red commie bastard menace which shall be nameless.
You know, nameless.
You read me wrong, mister. I think you should join the lodge, infiltrate it, and report back on any red sympathizers.
You got it, you very
The
stable
report could
man.
affect my decision on what I've got to do.
On what I've got to do. Bye.
Remember, Duck and cover.
Jeez, for a second there I thought he was gonna shoot us again. So we died 3 times in that conversation. Obviously the lodge is gonna be the last place we go. Let's save the meat plant as well. I feel like that's gonna be an important one. Alright, so we got the cemetery. Let's go to Shady Oaks Mortuary. A professionally kept landscape. A large translucent window. The hideous symbol stands out like a swastika or a flattened spider. 2 weeks until you get to change your name back? Congratulations, it's almost there. Almost made it. These votive candles have been lit by many well-wishers for the dead, or one well-wisher with a lot of matches. Empty coat tree. Pair of comfortable-looking sofas. Alright, we got 2 rooms to go into here. A schedule of this week's funerary events. This seems like the main room. We want to go into, like, any office side rooms first, I imagine. Yes, there is word. Hello. Oh my god. These are cartoon sound effects. A lot of pooping noises. A disembodied organ, which was never meant to pump formaldehyde. There are organic things floating in formaldehyde in these jars, the sort of things that make you want to look away before you can really see what they are. But your eyes won't oblige. The fan's whirring blades barely stir the stench-laden air. How'd you get blood on the walls? A pair of bloody handprints are smeared across the glass. Oh my god, the sound effects in this room. The messy remains of some... There's a lot of, like, farting noises and poop noises.
Stephen.
Who are you?
I am Daniel Moynihan, the mortician
Bobby
and
Moynihan?
proprietor of the Wayward Hotel.
Most people ask me why I don't
Buzz my
remember
hair
their
off?
names.
No, thank you.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Besides, as one who deals with the dead, I try not to involve myself in the affairs of the living.
That's why I wear this
Your
hat.
loss of memory is of no concern to me, true or false. Ironic, considering my recent involvement in a charity event.
It's a
What are you
very good
talking
hat.
My complaints were central to the scheduling of the upcoming Harvest Bake Sale. I'm gratified the Order of the Harvest Moon got involved.
Just go ahead
The
and...
proceeds
There
will
we go.
certainly help cover my losses.
Alright. There are a lot of good things to talk about here. You gotta love a good top hat? What are you whatting about? The dead.
Yes, I prepare them. I use this
I love putting the
glue
lips
to
on them.
close my autopsy incision rather than sutures. It's much faster, more efficient. Of course, it only holds for a short while, but once they're in the ground, who cares if they split open? They will anyway. The pressure of the gases and the worms pressing outward, rupturing the cavity open. So why
This guy is
bother
almost
with
as creepy as the man who was very
fancy
fixated on
A
penises.
cold-blooded approach.
But what of my losses? Do you realize if it weren't for the efforts of the Order of the Harvest Moon, the bake sale and so forth, even with the Wayward Hotel, I'd be hard-pressed to stay in business?
I mean, you just need people to die, right?
As always, the Order of the Harvest Moon has taken the lead in addressing our societal ills. Through their sponsorship of the blood drive and the bake sale.
Oh, you weren't here.
The
This
law
is a
ensures
weird
that all
game.
our
We're having a
needs are
good
met.
time today.
Needs. Such as...
Pardon me, there are corpses to prepare.
There's a
And my
guy
losses
who
have been
is very
substantially
horny
late.
and really loves his car
If you're
and talked
sincerely
about dicks for a
interested
little
in the
while.
Order, however, you should stop by the lodge and speak with the sergeant-at-arms.
Why should I be interested, Mr. Moynihan?
Of
All I
the
could hear is
spots
Bobby
in Harvest,
Moynihan.
The lodge is the most prominent, literally and figuratively. It is the ambition of everyone here to join. And join you must to attain wisdom.
What kind of wisdom?
If I knew, I'd be a member.
We also have a man who hangs
I have
out in
the
a
feeling you
barbershop
have what it takes to
who
join the
hunts
Order,
aliens for
Stephen.
sport.
We all believe that. Whether or not you live up to your potential.
And then in one conversation, I got the entire planet destroyed by nuclear holocaust 3 times. Makes him.
This bake sale is a joint effort of the Harvest PTA and the Order of the Harvest Moon. The proceeds will be used to set up a fund for transients. In other words,
Venus.
bums and societal rejects without families who wander into Harvest uninvited.
Then the Order is setting up shelters for the homeless?
Shelters, heavens no.
Not shelters. Graves. You see a great number of these hobos die while passing through. Don't ask me why, it's what those people do. Use your common sense, Stephen, memory or no.
Come on, Stephen.
If they were involved in setting up homeless shelters, then why would I be involved? And why would I be sustaining losses?
Why?
I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I find the company of the living so wearisome.
They do. Also, non-homeless people also often die. It's one of those things people do. Rows and rows of empty wooden pews caked with the dust of indifference. The imprint of a head, buttocks, and sliding heels are scraped into the thick dust of the pew. A small why is there a whip? Noise. An empty vessel of the dead. A hauntingly beautiful stained glass window in which a man holds a scythe in one hand and some ethereal power in the other. The saint kneels before a shepherd, jubilantly terrified. Alright, let's get the hell out of this place. This place is creeping me out, but... Everybody dies except for that one guy. Yes, you've been living in a house for no reason. Like, it's just utterly unrelated. Alright, let's head up the cemetery. I'm very excited to go to, the fire station. That place has really been hyped up. The air here reeks of fresh soil and manure. The headstone of this gravesite reads Jonathan A. Rhinecliff. Here lies Boxcar Willie. Rip the unnamed hobo. Robert Williams, 1922 and 1947. May your fantasies be forever gory. Jesus. Scotty Backern, we shall rest easily without you. November 27th, 1948, another unknown visitor. Have fun, Chris. We'll see you soon. Excuse me. Another resting place among the graves. Oh god, we're gonna be modless. The marble doors have been sealed shut. The Potsdam family crypt. I am ready to leave this place now. Whoa, 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 what's that? The leaning sycamore is dead rotten, unstable for climbing or stringing nooses. This kid has some fucked up thoughts. Is this a story game where you play as someone adventuring? This is a point-and-click adventure game where we wake up with amnesia and we're in a town full of fucking weirdos. That's what we're doing. That's what this game is. So I imagine, given that our save file has day 1 on it, like, we're gonna go through several days, so these locations will change with each day. Here's my assumption. It's like day 1's probably the least weird. Let's go to the Wayward Hotel. No vacancy. Pretty cheap looking sign for such an uptown establishment. Wait a minute. The hell's he doing here? The somewhat ponderous console radio evokes an earlier error. The door's locked. Reflections make the lobby seem more spacious than it actually is. Ledger of names, last being Jonathan A. Rhinecliff, checked in Monday. We found his tombstone.
We really have nothing to say to each other. I have the feeling your image shall soon adorn my slab. And I'd rather not know the face of the meat I'm slicing.
Excuse me? What the actual fuck?
You're spouting gibberish.
Why?
I'd say it's been a pleasure.
Why are you running the hotel? Why? Are you able to speak whenever you want? Yes, I could choose when I talk. If we're talking about the video game, it's whenever there's a person nearby. Like, I can click on him and you'll see the mouth symbol. If there's a mouth symbol, it's talking. I could hear the TV my brother's watching from literally anywhere on the map. It's really weird. Alright, newspaper building, police station. Alright, we have to do the fire station. This place has been hyped up so very, very much. A fire truck with a lovely shade of pink. I knew it. They're commies.
Please excuse the mess. They've done wonders with the upstairs bedroom, but this garage defies color coordination.
I do believe what we're going to find here is a very insensitive depiction of gay people.
Sorry, Steve. After I'm through here, I've got cleaning to do. Rush, rush.
Like, I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing, but I think that's what we're going to find in here. This might be somewhat dated. Please, stop. Saliva is foaming from his barking chops. He gotta stop barking. An accident waiting to happen. Picture of a phallic-like structure standing all in a row. Decorative oriental fans from the Ming Dynasty. Impressionistic landscapes. A photorealistic mural of a peaceful... Please, dog! Picture of a storybook fairy... Oh my god, he won't shut up.
Don't bother me, I'm sketching. Oh, look what you made me do! Stop it, you're messing me up!
Stop it!
Stop it, you're...
Sweet lord.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the House of Flame, as we like to call it. Oh, cut it out, Spots, honestly.
Yes,
Once
please
he
shut the
gets
dog up.
barking, a good piece of meat is the only way to shut him up. There you go, Spot.
So real. Yeah, there might be something insensitive from this game in the early 90s.
Bet you don't remember me. Heard about that short in the old wiring. I'm Fire Marshal Sparky, head of your fire department.
Just gotta go ahead and put the lips right there. Beautiful. Can you type in things to say when you want, or does someone have to be around? I can only type in when there's someone around to talk to, and even then, there's specific keywords. It seems like if you go down certain pathways, you'll like lose track of other conversation things, but if you use the keyword, like with the mom earlier, I wrote Stephanie to bring Stephanie back into the conversation. Where'd you hear about my memory loss? Why are you sketching nude men in my fire department? Let's go with my memory loss. I feel like that one might be more on track.
Everyone thinks that amnesia kick is a scream. Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Besides,
You can write down keywords and use them later. Oh.
In the community to better serve you, the public. I'm sure you'll be
John Q.
thrilled when
Public.
you learn of the many civic improvements we have planned for your fire department.
Such as...
Well, don't tell any of the others, but I've secured a bolt of the most divine moth material. I've hidden
On the
it
same
because,
person. I figured,
well,
like, keywords have to be
if any of these Marys got a hold of
person-specific.
it, it'd be gone with a
Grim, how's it
jiffy.
going?
So I'd rather keep it hush-hush. I'm going to make new drapes for the firehouse, and if I have any left, cross your fingers, I'm going to make everyone matching mauve pillow cozies.
Those are civic improvements.
Don't be such a party. We're talking about art.
Just, here's a butt.
We haven't had a fire in Harvard since the newspaper building burned down. Though I'll admit that the Wasp Woman's place is one big accident waiting to happen.
Don't make the
Isn't
dog
that
bark.
Right, Spots?
Grim, we're playing the most terrifying game I've ever played before.
Spots is a dandy watchdog, but like the rest of us, he has one awful vice. None of us can resist a nice cut of meat.
Why?
Some people think all we do is sit around, fetching examples of manhood for our own amusement. Nothing could be further from the truth. Why, just the other day we cited Tetsuya Crumb for fire code violations. All those dried-out paper wasp nests clustered around our wooden house. Why, it's a chemlog just waiting for the right faggot.
Oh my god.
None of us wants to see another fiasco like the Sentinel fire. A dreadful affair. You wouldn't think that a brick and steel building with a sprinkler system could go up that quickly.
Yeah, ellipses are appropriate. Very appropriate. You think it was arson?
Oh, please. Dwayne was glad enough to see the thing go
Like,
up.
the
And
crazy
so was
man
MacLeod.
missing his torso that killed us 3 times and blew up the world. Certainly foreshadowed that this is what the fire department was going to be like, but I'm
As far
still...
as I know, the fire
still
was an
shocked about it.
accident. Let's just leave it at that. Now don't you go moving.
Hey, he's perfectly still. Bye?
I don't converse on the job, Steve. I don't converse on the job, Steve.
I don't converse on the job, Steve. I'm gonna go now. Bye. I'm glad you're doing alright. The hell is my phone buzzing about? Exit, that's what I'm looking for. Hut. Bunch of stupid email alerts. Newspaper building. No, D&D is a Sunday night activity. Today's Monday. What's left of the newspaper building after an extreme fire? It does get very weird and gory. I know later on, like, it's a slow burn setup when you first start. The cop ignores you, too busy writing a bug report. Get it? It's a bug? It's a VW bug? I get it. That's what you call a joke. Like a very good joke. Just the best joke. Yes, it is. It is indeed Monday today. Alright. The pot hisses at you from its perch. I want things. It's labeled unsolved arson, and it's full. The door is locked. The door is locked.
That's the evidence room, where we store items lifted from crime scenes. It's kept locked at all times. There's things in there that could make people jump through hoops.
If I wanted. Unsolved murders. It's also full.
Hello, Steve. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sheriff Dwayne, and this here is Loomis.
Dwayne.
Pleasure, I reckon.
Then, we haven't met before?
Of course we have. But I heard about your alleged amnesia, and figured I'd play along. I sure hope this is just a prank, and not the start of some insanity plea. Keep your nose clean.
Keep your nose clean.
You'll wind up in jail, and that's no place to hold a wedding.
Amnesia.
Why do you want to break your poor mama's heart with all this amnesia bunk?
I'm telling you the truth. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, you've always been a kidder, Steve.
That's what people tell me.
Yeah, so everybody keeps telling me.
Oh, good.
Boy, you need to stop all this funning and get serious. You've got a wedding coming up soon. Heck, you should be thinking about your career and about
Yeah, well, they're
joining
out
the
of
lodge.
applications for the lodge, alright?
Amnesia or no, you can't have forgotten you're about to marry the prettiest little thing in Harvest. I think you and Stephanie are perfect for each other. I just hope her
what's this
father's
about disappointment?
doesn't spoil everything.
Disappointment?
Mr. Potsdam wants to hold the wedding in the lodge, but he'll never get in. Like all the rest, he's always hanging around the post office the first day of the month, waiting for Boyle to bring out that month's lodge applications. And there's always a long line. Never enough
there you go.
applications to go around, and even if you do get an application, chances are you're right out of luck. Fewer called to the order and even less accepted. And Potsdam, well, they've turned him down.
Oh, someone
so
already
many
figured out the word
times.
of the day, because I didn't
Unless
change it
he
from
does
last
something
time,
radical,
and I can't alt-tab
he'll
out of this
never get
game
in.
without utterly destroying the resolution. If I alt-tab, this game becomes a tiny little window, and then I have to relaunch the game to make it capture again. So, it's gonna remain last stream's word of the day until we play the next game, which will be Noida pretty soon. That's the word of the day right there. You found out. I'm of the lodge.
I don't mind telling you, I'd never get anything done if not for the lodge's efforts. To join the Order of the Harvest Moon is the highest dream of everyone in Harvest.
How can I get an application?
Like I said, unless you get an application on the first day of the month, you're generally out of luck. Stop by.
I think
the
we're gonna have to,
post
like,
office and talk to
steal
Postmaster Boyle.
the master copy.
You never know. He might have a spare application laying around.
He just has the one. Bye.
Stop on by any time, Steve.
Anything I can help you with?
That coffee sure smells good.
Help yourself. Speaking of which, you're real lucky to be marrying Stephanie. She don't look like a good woman. I just hope she don't turn out like Mrs. Loomis, or mercy forbid Mrs. Phelps. Good women can be awful hard on a man's needs.
I'm uncomfortable again.
Don't know what you mean, kiddo. Oh gosh darn.
Oh, sweet
pretty.
Jesus.
Kinda like a gal I seen on some of them French postcards they used to make. Used to be, I'd take them things, go back in the
Sweet
jail
Jesus.
if nobody was there, and kind of look them over one-handed, fold some towels. That was before Mrs. Loomis.
Know what I mean? I used to go into the jail and fuck a towel.
Of course, I don't necessarily mean French postcards. That's just what we called them in my day.
Creep
Any
alert is
kind of
right.
Girly picture book, the kind men like, would be just dandy. I'd be right grateful, kiddo, if you were to bring me one.
What do we get out of this deal? Because we have a girly mag.
Oh gosh, I wish I had some of them girly pictures, but Mrs. Loomis
For
won't
Halloween?
keep 'em in the house. I still remember the time she caught me holding some of them pictures up with one hand.
Because this game is weird and creepy.
Broom to me. I howled like a hound dog, the broom going up and down, flashing straw and blood and straw, and I was crying so bad, and it was so hard I had to crawl under the porch naked. With all the black witter spiders.
Not the black witters.
Something fierce. Little fangs digging into my bare behind all over. I ask you, is that any way to treat a man? And Mrs. Phelps and the sheriff don't make it no easier neither.
I'm like kind of scared of this man.
If Sheriff Dwayne had a
We're gonna give him a nudie mag. We have one.
Get around the little lady by letting me keep some of them picture books here, even if Mrs. Phelps would let me buy one. But see, he won't let me keep none here neither. He don't like me getting the jail mattress all marked up, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Sometimes a man can be good with a gun or a knife, but even so, one-handed and all, he can get a little off in his aim. Ain't no shame in it. That's why the good Lord made evaporation and such. But the sheriff, he don't like it, and don't pay no mind.
This is officially the creepiest person we've met so far in this town.
Mrs. Loomis.
I really thought the penis man, who really likes talking about penis, was the scariest one. We've found the scariest man.
Why, you sure ought to appreciate what a man's got to do sometimes in a parked car, or a waist-high knothole in a tree, or jail cell at noon. Matter of fact,
I mean, normal places, right? Back of a car, a hole in a tree, a jail cell in the middle of the day.
Girly picture books. If you can get any, you see clear to part with them. Bring them round when the sheriff's at lunch, and I'd be obliged.
Alright, so we have a nudie mag. We can give this man a nudie mag. We have one. But
anytime, kiddo.
I believe we want to do it while this man's not around. So let's do a quick little save here. Just go ahead and save over yes, please. And now let's see if we can give him a nudie mag right now.
Oh, I seen you brung me a girly picture book. Oh, don't give me it now. Come back when the sheriff's at lunch. Say a little afternoon.
We're gonna pay off the police
rain in my book,
with a nudie mag.
kiddo.
You hate that screen save background? Let me just take another look at it. I mean, all this talk of masturbation, this doesn't look like a screaming man. It looks like someone in the throes of, you know, a prison cell at noon, so to speak. A man at a waist-high knothole in a tree, if you catch my drift. All these new euphemisms I've learned for masturbating. Let's go to the DNA Diner. Oh, that's why they call it DNAs, because the E is out of Edna. So clever, these people. A 1955 Frag 100 with a real leather seat. I don't remember my name or the town or anyone in it, but what I do remember is car models and, of course, motorcycles. What? Sheriff Twain's here! We gotta go! Back to the police station! No, not the fire station! We've already talked to these people drawing nudie pictures. Well, I just maximized the length of time I had to wait to leave by clicking on the wrong side. Alright, police station. Get in there. I don't know how he beat me there, but he did it.
Oh. Oh. By George. Oh, by George. Oh, this here's the real thing. Oh. Can I have it? Oh. Oh,
please stop moaning.
Steve. Excuse me, kiddo. I gotta go.
This man
jail for
cannot wait even 1 second.
Towels.
I'm not gonna masturbate, I'm just checking the towels. Well, I guess now we could try and rob the police station? Like, we're in here. Drawer is unlocked. Alright, let's bust on in. Alright, what we got? What we got? A barely legible note. Sheriff's checkbook. Let's grab that. A key to the evidence room. Obviously, we're grabbing that one. Grab the note. I think we're going in the evidence room. The door is locked. Is it? Because I seem to recall someone here.
Well, that didn't work.
We're gonna steal all the evidence. Not surprisingly, Loomis has tainted this evidence. Alright, well that old man has in fact fucked a mannequin, so that's one thing. From the smell of it, you wouldn't want to open the refrigerator. He's been in there too. A vital clue in the mysterious Jolly Fat Man murder spree. An empty gas can. A real old-fashioned dartboard riddled with holes and crimson smears. This makes sense. They're illegal. Sneakers! Yes, grab the bloody sneakers. Oh my god. He did not like green eggs and ham, so they killed him. That's good. Real good. Harvest has his own brand of smokes. Red Apple smokes. Instashock hammer, just point and click. Obviously, we're taking one of those with us. Bathroom kit is missing its razor. A fuzzy bear wielding a chainsaw. You need the gas can?
Well, that
you're
didn't
right.
work.
It's weird that like sometimes you have to double click on things to make the little hand appear. Thank you. Good looking out, Weatherbound. Good looking out. I wonder if you actually knew that or you just wanted me to take a gas can because you want me to set fire to something later. Binoculars without lenses. Well-built 1/48 scale B-17 model. A VW engine sits rusted at its core. Look out for the titty bowl man. I have more questions. Yet more questions. Just an ever-increasing number of questions. Unsolved cases. Cabinets are plainly empty. Sturdy steel padlock with a slightly tarnished finish. A nifty little evidence shelf. The most improbable of all murder weapons. Toast. Toast! So someone's killed someone with toast in this town. Clearly an impertinent little vino with a big nose and a woody finish. Thank you, Steve. Alright, I think we got all the goods here. You just want to burn things. Easy with gas. I've taken everything I'm allowed to take, but what's important is we now have sneakers. Which we can trade with a child. This prop helps the sheriff meet his parking ticket quota. Ah, look at that. Alright, I think we got all the goods.
Hello, Steve. Where's Loomis?
You'll be coming around the mountain if you come.
Loomis, damn you.
Wait, no. No! No!
Folding up
Sweet Jesus. I'm just gonna go now. Bye. Sneakers for sneaking. Not the rolled up newspaper. Sheriff, no. Alright, now let's go to the diner for realsies. Oh my god.
Hello there, Steve. Here for lunch?
Were you just at the
Just
PlayStation?
here looking around, though I'm not entirely sure where here is.
Oh, I forgot. You're playing your little amnesia prank. Well, boy, this is DNA's Diner. Isn't that right, Edna?
No, it's
Don't
Edna's
listen
Diner.
to Sheriff Dwayne. This is Edna's Diner. But ever since the E burned out on the sign, they've been giving me a hard time.
Ooh,
Now,
the
don't
Wasp
be like
House.
that, Edna.
I mean,
It's
they
a
pretty
great
much
place
told
to
us
eat,
that place is
which
ready to
good,
burn down.
Since it's the only place to eat and harvest.
Bye?
Stop on by any time, Steve.
It's not your diner. Don't tell me to stop on by.
Hi, what's your name?
Karen,
What are you doing?
playing. My mom is working, so I gotta stay out of her hair.
Is she
Wanna
drawing something
play?
creepy?
Not now, maybe
Has real
later.
Tom Bosley energy to
Okay.
him? Yes, he does.
Bye-bye.
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 I'm shocked the child doesn't have, like, some sort of horrific
Steve, what
painting
are you doing
going on.
sneaking up on me like that? God, for a second I thought you were Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, sneaking up on you, here in front of the
What would you
counter.
like to order?
You know me?
Sure. And my name's Edna Fitzpatrick. I'm not the one with amnesia.
Then you believe me.
So funny.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
Go ahead and help her
Guess
talk.
I've changed. I'm not kidding.
Now, Steve, faking amnesia won't help anything. If you don't want to marry Stephanie, then don't. But don't play sick, for heaven's sake. I'd expect that from Karen, not an 18-year-old.
Karen.
You've met Karen, my 8-year-old. Other than the diner, she's all I have.
I'm gonna be in a video game. Stephanie.
There isn't a nicer girl in Harvest than Stephanie, Steve. You should be grateful that she's promised you her hand.
I don't remember
Just her
that
hand?
happening, Edna.
I thought we were getting married.
Honestly, you men are so childish. I don't know what it is about marriage that turns even the bravest man into a coward. I was going to marry Karen's father when he just up and ran out on me one night. I heard that he joined the lodge.
Seems like people that go to
Never
lodge
seen him
are
out again. Even Sheriff Dwayne wasn't
not
able
doing
to
so
find out
hot.
what happened to him. Mr. Johnson has a liking for me. I'd call it a crush, but that's too innocent a word. He's a bitter man with too much time on his hands. He's never gotten over being rejected by the lodge, and there's something unwholesome in the way he looks at me.
There's a lot of unwholesome
I'm
things
always
about
glad
Mr.
when the
Johnson.
sheriff comes in every
Like how he
now
says
and then.
penis a lot. That man really creeps me out.
The lodge is the repository of all wisdom. You should join the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve, and soon.
Why?
I'd rather join the Lodge
For
of
God's
Animal
sake,
Crossing.
What is it about this place?
The wheat ripens and
How's it
waits
going,
not for the
Philemon?
scythe. The farmer who waits too long, it were better that he used the scythe to rip his own stomach out than to stay his side when the wheat ripens. The harvest moon wanes and then comes winter. An empty belly, the body son's belly, gurgling within or bloody on the ground. What does it benefit a man if he gains his soul and loses the world? You
She read that so good.
Feed yourself before it's too late. Oh.
Edna?
Steve. What happened? Were we talking about Boyle? Or was it Karen?
You seem strange there.
Something's not right in this town.
I'm under a lot of stress. Running this diner all alone. Forgive me. Stop by anytime, Steve.
Hey, typing in buy works. Alright. I got a pen, aspirin, cough medicine, vitamins, tampons, Oralube, bloody sneakers, gas can, camera, a sheriff's checkbook, a note. Sheriff, if you think I'm going to keep paying this forever, you are crazy. There are limits. Signed, Boyle. Alright, we got some mysterious Boyle action going on there. And then we got deposit Boyle, deposit Boyle, deposit Boyle. Tulips, ammunition, 1 crate of shells. Tax deductible. Interesting. This is the only illogical part of this game. Everything else is perfectly sensible. Maybe we can give a pencil to the kid who clearly cannot draw without a pencil.
Cool.
Oh, she just thinks it's cool. Alright, bye. I forgot there's a punch button. It is lore-wise. Interesting. See, I haven't played this before, so this is all new, mysterious stuff for me. Alright, we got the TV station, memorial school, meat plants, and the lodge. So those are the only buildings left. And then we'll have gone everywhere for day 1. And around that point is... Woo! Too busy drinking and smoking. They ignore you. I think there's like 2 different people here, and they're used over and over again. There's this man. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small versions, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of him, and then like 3 of the other guy. Alright.
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Riders Cowboy Roundup. So don't go away. And what's your name, hombre?
Steve.
Steve's a swell name. My dog's name is Steve. Would you like my autograph, Steve?
Yeah, I guess.
Here you go, then. Violence? What about it?
I love violence. I love all the blood and gore in your show.
Red-blooded American doesn't. Nothing like an exploding head to get the blood pumping. Literally, that is.
Even
Punch
so,
the
do
kid.
you think society pays a heavy price for the violence in the media?
Of course they pay a heavy price. Just look at the net profits. They'll line up around the block to see a good slaughter. Now, excuse me, we're going back on the air.
How did Q-Card Man know? Do-do-do-do. A corny western backdrop, complete with a cardboard TP.
Hey, Sport. This is a private office.
Yeah, I know, Mr.
I don't think this is an office.
McKnight. I own and operate this station. Have you brought me some news for tonight's broadcast, or...
I've lost my memory. That's news.
The hell it is. You always were a kidder, Steve.
How does
Any
everyone
real
know
news
me?
to tell me?
Actually, I was just wanting to know more about the TV station.
Hey, WHAR is the only television station in Harvest. Since the old Sentinel went under, what with the newspaper building burning down and all, we're golden. Nobody competes with us, Sport.
Best decision I ever made was to commit arson. What an odd coincidence.
Hey now, Sport, that's an irresponsible allegation.
Hey,
I
Rabbit
had
Ginger.
nothing to do with that fire. Just because WHAR may have benefited from it and I danced on the ashes a little, doesn't
little.
mean I torched the place. You can ask Sheriff Dwayne if you have any doubts.
You seem awfully touchy on the subject, sport.
I'm touchy when people try to muscle their way into my business. I'd appreciate it if you'd leave my office and don't come back. Don't hurry back.
Don't hurry back. Very poor reception. Strange, the broadcast comes from here. Sort of empty cubicles. Doesn't seem like there's anything else we could really do in here. Picture of gorgeous model signed with Kints My Pineapple. Red Muffy. Okay. Do you already miss the time where you streamed butt naked? Who says I'm not butt naked right now? This is all just a costume on top of my naked self. I didn't see that coming. Bye.
Happy trails.
Like right now, I'm not wearing any pants. Totally nude down there. A silver tucker with a yellow interior? Oh my god, a tucker. I don't know what a tucker is, but everyone loves tuckers in this town. Alright, apparently there's a teacher in here who likes hitting kids. Very natural. Have another sip. You look thirsty. Is that good? You know what? I think you're still a little bit parched. Go in for another one. Looks like the bake sale will be held here.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
Good, good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper.
I think there's a creepy child singing in the background.
More people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harold, the principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia.
Everyone knows about my amnesia now.
I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more quality time.
Quality time. God, it reminds me of like the little nursery rhyme they sing in the Nightmare on Elm Street
Why
movies.
do you keep calling me big guy?
A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now. But you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets. And pay
Are you
tribute to
higher
your
in some sort of
inferiors.
social hierarchy?
You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the Order, with access to the lodge. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd be all that much better off having shown you respect and spent some
Quality time.
with you.
Quality time.
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment.
Makes the
as
game
a
even
means
creepier.
of
Yes, it does.
socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love.
I don't like him. I don't like this
Quality
man.
time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society.
I'm impressed he could talk while
and a
drinking
fit
from a water
candidate
fountain.
for the lodge.
It's like a ventriloquism trick.
You turned out pretty good, except for that amnesia nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
It's a good video
well, you
game.
always were a kidder, Steve. Maybe you need a little straightening out. Oh, the things I could do to you.
Oh, sweet lord.
You'd be a much finer young man with just a little quality time.
Pedophile.
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing, as is adult quality time.
I don't like that man. The children look stunned and zombified. Even the paper cutouts look stunned and zombified. No, I didn't want to exit. I want to talk to what is obviously going to be a very angry woman. Yes, my character is 18.
My goodness.
But this
class,
man is a
this
principal in a
Stephen.
school.
He used to be a student here at Keene Memorial. Say hello, class. They're reticent. The educator's gravest problem today is the apathy of the students.
What's wrong with their heads?
I can tell you in one word, Stephen. Discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear. You were always a smiley bear.
Please don't ever say
Then
that to me again.
You remember me?
Not as such. So many pupils, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot those who were nice boys. You can tell from the forehead. The lobes.
The
right,
lobes.
class? I'm glad you stopped by, Stephen. Would you care to say a few words to the class about civic responsibility?
Run!
Not really. I was just passing through.
Oh, but you must, Stephen. A positive role model might be just the thing to inspire these little monsters. Stephen, have you any questions for me? Or shall I continue with class? Ask away then.
Alright, what can we ask her? Corporal punishment.
We don't practice corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil
He just really
the
loves the
child.
students.
A rod is too thin. But a baseball bat? That bridges the generation gap quite nicely.
Jesus.
Oh dear. Colonel Monroe is conducting another air raid drill. Everyone into the hallway, quick!
Good God, just a bloody baseball bat. I don't think one of these kids is gonna make
bomb
it.
hits, what good is it gonna do to duck and cover?
What? Well.
My stars, that was exciting.
What happened to that child? Oh, it doesn't fit.
Can you tell me anything about Harvest?
What about the dead kid outside?
Order of the Harvest Moon about 100 years ago.
For what purpose?
Why, I'm sure you'd have to ask them. You'll find the members of the order at the lodge.
It was the kid that sits right back here in this back corner. We can't see that one. It's 3 by 3 by 3, I assume by 3. And that's the kid that's dead now. Lodge.
This lodge. What do you know about it?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the order. You're at about the right age to join them, Stephen, and you will do so if you care about your future.
Bye.
Stop by any time, Stephen.
I think it might be time to go. It's time to run. Glass protected fire alarm. The principal will not let you use the fire alarm. We gotta get this guy out of the room. Drinking fountain, that doesn't work. Now let's get out of here. Do it, Steve. Get out. Exit. And last but not least, the meat plant. Or, sorry, second. Oh. Second to last. A red brick building with a horrible stench coming from within. There are cats lying around literally everywhere. Oh boy. The carcasses of several small animals. Small animals?
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's
We
been
got
home
living
from work
cat,
for
dead
weeks,
cat,
when
and I
call
assume
your
cat
house, Your
cat.
mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say. Though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Aw, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly?
Good old Pat O'Reilly. You remember me, right? Cats.
What's with all the cats? This a slaughterhouse or a kennel?
Oh, them? They eat the scraps, that's all.
Yeah, but look at... Isn't there some kind of health department that keeps tabs on these things?
Oh, goodness
Are you
me,
going to
no.
work at the health department, Steve? Or here?
You seem defensive.
Maybe I get sick of do-gooder busybodies sucking around here all the time. A man's up to his elbows in guts all day, every day. What more do they want from him?
God, these cutscenes work so good. Family business.
You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach.
Oh, please stop cutting to this.
A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails,
every time it cuts to one, like it's black for a good chunk of time.
But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it. So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher.
I don't think you guys even got to see that one. There was hanging meat. Please stop cutting the meat.
Come to think of it, I don't see any cattle around here. Where do you keep the animals?
Does it matter? The end product is all the customer cares about, Steve. And we only carry the finest meat.
Finest.
Only the juiciest cuts.
Please, you gotta stop with these very rapid cutscenes.
You'll realize the importance of maintaining quality
Jesus Christ.
while cutting costs. We know what we're doing here, Steve. If we didn't, would the Lodge use us to cater their affairs?
DOS simulation. It's awesome. Works great. Can I have some meat to take home?
Your father's very particular about the profit, Steve. No freebies for anyone. But seeing how you're his son, if you'll bring written permission from your father, I'll give you the meat.
Alright. Cutting costs.
There are certain tricks of the trade, Steve. Once your dad gets better and you start working in here cutting up the meat, you'll be privy to them. There's always cheaper, better ways to do things, if you're creative.
Like, why that cutaway? Why? It just shows the background. Dad's illness. I gotta leave this place.
What's wrong with your dad?
I don't know. I can't get in to see him.
Family business, dad says bye. We talked all about this stuff.
Steve, and my best to your dad.
This used to be a kitty cat. Freshly cut kitty cat. Get the hell out of here. Why don't they make full motion video games anymore? The best video games. Alright. We're gonna save the lodge for Wednesday when we pick back up, because I'd like to switch over to Noida now. And I feel like the lodge is gonna be a big story moment, because that's what every character in this game wants us to do, is go to the lodge. Let's go ahead and save our game. Do I have to be like on a screen to save the game? Alright, let's step in front of the lodge. Save game. Yes, please. Alright, game saved. So on Wednesday, things are going to get probably proper creepy here in in Harvester. But for now, let's switch over